Everyone. It is another episode of Nerdy Live, hosted by yours truly, the Morning Mixmaster, Nerdy John. Joining me, as always, it is the Senator of Sass herself, Squatchin. How are you doing on this fine morning?
I am now the Senator of Sickness.
So, what you're saying is you're down with the sickness.
Ooh, ow, what the fuck? Ow, that hurt.
Oh my god. Well, guys,
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. As you probably noticed, we were gone last week, and for a very good reason. Wasn't because we were taking a break or anything like that. It wasn't voluntary. It was because, well, a lovely guy by the name of Jeremy Hale decided it was a good idea to copyright strike a video done on him like 5 months ago. Which makes total sense, right? Total sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you know, I would show a picture of the lovely guy. But as what's his name? Meltdown, Methtown. Anyway, that individual, Meltdown, he discovered that you can't even use a photo of Jeremy. Not even a photo. You can't even use a drawing, an artistic interpretation of Jeremy, and he will copyright strike it. Right? And I don't even think like if someone uses a photo of you, I don't think it shows up in like the YouTube copyright thing. Cause like that only detects like footage.
Yeah.
So like Jeremy goes out of his way to find stuff, and I think that's what happened here. Is because like if it was in like his copyright thing, he would have taken it down the first month it was out. I think he finally found the video. And
or one of his followers found it for him.
Yeah. Because like the video has been weird. Initially it only got like 30 views, right? It only got like 30 views when it first came out. And then like for the past couple of months, like views have been shooting up here and there. To the point where it's now, at the time before it got taken down, it was at 1.4K, you know, which isn't like fantastic numbers, but it's definitely a jump than where it was beforehand.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, I just want to let you know, you're gay. You're gay. You're cringe, and you should go to the place where all trans people go after they attempt.
Wait, is it too early to tell him to jump?
Jump for joy, jump around. You know, jump up and get down.
Yeah.
Yeah. As some famous Irishman once said. But yeah, go to the land of 41%, Jeremy Hale. I can't wait for you to lose your court case. And with that out of the way, guys, we've missed a whole heck of a lot last time, you know? That's always what happens, isn't it, Squatchin?
Yeah, you go away and then shit happens.
Yeah. I swear, I think the cosmos just likes torturing me like that. I think that's what happens.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh. Well, we have today's topic that went on, and then the second part of the tipster video came out, which hilarious. Especially to see the fact that I guess Rum left a comment on this one, and she was like, "Yeah, I should have left him sooner." I'm just like, lady. It's not like no one knew some of the tipster lore, right? Because well, you'll notice with tipster is a lot of his behavior is repeated throughout the years. Right, so it's not like no one could have known about it, and it's just funny. Now now that she's not friends with Tipster, she's not part of the goth mommy circle, or what little that remains. The remainder goth mommy, Saggy Melons, who's known for being one of the fat whores who Andy what's his name, Andy Signor sent his DP to. I can tell Squatchin's very enthralled by this.
Yeah, I give zero fucks about Saggy. I give zero fucks about
it's
most things at this point.
What's funny though is she showed up in Leon's chat because I guess Leon was talking a little bit about the Tipster stuff, and Gaming Witch, friend of the show, is a mod for Leon, and Saggy was doing her Saggy Melons thing, just being a dummy, and
running her mouth in chat. I was there,
yeah. And so like I think Gaming Witch gave her the most mild of criticism, and now Saggy's been on Twitter talking about how at least I didn't get mod by being a pay pig. No, you got mod because you have biddies for titties. I mean, guys. Good morning, GG Hearts. Good morning, Lady Nerd Artist. Good morning. I love the stars too fondly. Trippy Savage, Shanry, Purple Paw Prince. You guys are awesome. And of course, Pigeon Salad as well. Thank you all for watching. But Squatchin, okay, I know you a little under the weather right now, but just a little bit, a little sniffle here and there. What was your exciting event for the week? Like what caught
being
your
able
eye?
to breathe out of my nose again was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
not gonna lie. Yeah,
I know breathing sounds kind of overrated.
You're right. You're so right.
Yeah, I think I think some people should learn how sweet it is not to breathe. So anyone remember that girl who was like, oh my god, his song's so right. It's like super hard to be like a streamer. I have to watch One Piece. Like
no.
That's all she does. Is like she watches Avatar.
I don't remember that.
You don't.
I don't watch.
You don't watch
retards.
Squatchin, you're part of the show. We covered it. Bad. So anyway, she's watching.
It should show you how much of an impact this person made on me if I don't fucking remember her.
I thought you were about to go off. This shows you how much of an impact this show has made. Oh, damn.
That too.
Squatchin's I think, taking the Senator Sasshole very seriously today.
Yeah, I'm a complete and utter sasshole right now.
A sasshole. A Sasquatch.
Sasshole. Sasquatch, yeah.
Yeah, that's one say. So, I saw the original clip from this by Nicholas Diorio, who made this popular. But here she is, I guess Asmongold. By the way, I love it appears Asmongold is reacting to the lolly dude who's popular on YouTube. Yeah, there's a certified lolly dude on Twitter who's like a conservative, but like his avatar, it's like a girl, but he's not a girl.
At this point, I'm willing to concede that yes, the internet was a mistake and it should be removed completely.
I'm sorry, but if you're like a VTuber and you're a dude, right, and like your avatar is like a cute C anime girl, do you just want to secretly be trans at that point?
Maybe.
I feel like that's just like a smoke signal that you just want to be a trans person. In which case, if that's the path you want to go down, go right ahead. You will be made fun of, though.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear and make Eve's breasts bigger. Okay, you have to do both. All right? Because then it's a win-win for me. I get...
Now, obviously, this is a joke attempted to be made. Haha, comedy, I guess. See, the joke is, I want this mofo dead, clean shot.
Mm-hmm.
You ever say, like, you remember, anyone remember that Discord meme message where it's like, here's the thing, I want this guy dead, clean shot.
Vaguely.
I think Tipster participated in it one time.
Probably. He likes to jump on bandwagons.
Yeah. Well, he also likes to jump on trends.
Mm-hmm.
Cute anime girl supremacy. Look, I'm not saying you can't like. To be fair, I too want to be a cute anime girl. But yeah, but you're not like a conservative whose whole thing is like making fun of trans people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel it's like it's a little extra to be making fun of like trans people and then like making yourself like no on top of being a lolly defender, by the way, because that's what this person is. But yeah. So guys, Lex Updog is back on the scene with how Don DDR and what DRR. How you put this? And Supermega lied about my essay. Look at the before and after here. Look at the fake tan's done wonders for her.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like she's lost a little bit of weight too. Maybe Ethan is online with like, listen, Lex, you're fat. That's why no one believed you. You gotta lose the weight if you want to accuse them again. Or do you think she's the controlling one in the relationship? One of them's abusing the other. Oh my!
It's a toss-up at this point.
I'm a cute sheep anime girl. Fight me, Shenry. Oh, hang on, Shenry. What's your power level? This dog needs to be dropped. Needs to drop the drama bone. Dog needs to be put down, old Yeller style. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right, so we do have, and so I do want to. So the weird thing. So Dan, for a refresher, Dan is an artist that used to work for Supermega alongside Lex, and they had like an online relationship. Dan lives in Germany. She obviously lives in the US. During the first creator clash, they finally met each other for the first time. Stuff happened, and she now claims,
this is all iDubbbz's fault.
Yes, actually. We can technically put this on iDubbbz.
Way to go, iDubbbz, you fucking jackass.
Yeah. Come to Creator Clash. Assaults totally don't happen here. But no, they stayed over at I forget their names, but they stayed at one of the Supermega people's house. Mm-hmm. And so they engaged in
adult activities.
Yeah, adult activities. Lex claims that Dan forced her to...
It's 14 pages!
Yes, it's right. It's 14 pages long. She claims that he forced her to continue, even though she didn't want to. Dan claims that, yes, initially they did, do stuff, but as soon as he realized and asked her if she wanted to do that, and she said no, she was uncomfortable, he says that they stopped. Now, obviously, this is a he said, she said. It's very hard to prove. It should be noted that Supermega actually, they launched an investigation, and they determined that they should let him go. So yeah, they took her side eventually, because like you can't, when something like this initially happens, you take one side or another. You have to, like, because these aren't your employees, you have to investigate it. And like they even let Lex stay with them for a very long time, and then she left on her own accord. But she's like in her statement and the statements following this, in particular, all the videos that her and Ethan had Nick is Not Green made, they essentially said that they allowed the assault to happen, that they were awful people, this, that, and the other thing. It became less of like, here's my story of what happened, and more, let's cancel these big YouTubers so that way I can get my name out there. And Pigeon Salad with a 5 hashtag tipster news. Lex Updog faked getting essayed while dressing up as Eden from The Incredibles. Edna from The Incredibles. Oh my. No cape. That's what she told. That's what she told Dan during their encounter. No capes. But like, okay, guys, I need inputs on this. What is she with her new style, her new look? What does she look like now? I told Squatchin she looks like a librarian's assistant, or like she looks like an LA hipster trying to not look rich. You get what I mean, folks? Comment down below what you think.
Looks like a walking allegation, okay?
A walking allegation. There we go. A walking allegation.
Like half the fucking e-horrors in this fucking space. God damn.
Yeah. Well, guys, did you know? Shocker to find out. Did you know Lex has an OnlyFans? And I have it on good authority by Spondyle that unfortunately
He would.
Yeah.
Fucking Spondyle.
According to Spondyle, this is her OnlyFans is a solo act, as it were. Ethan is online, does not make a cameo appearance, apparently. Now that we know that very valuable information, thanks to Spondyle, we can continue on with the video.
I hope you're doing well.
Oh my god, she point your microphone right. You're okay. You know what? A little tangent. Okay, little tangent for my radio/podcast hosters out there, okay? What Lex has is called a condenser microphone. You know what you do with condenser microphones? You speak in the side on them. She's pointing it up top, and she already speaks slow enough as it is. You can barely hear her.
It's been a while. We got some stuff to look at.
I have to use the volume booster. I love using that tool. Totally not an annoyance whatsoever.
And some stuff to talk about, so I don't really have much to say.
This is like, oh my god, I got up. This is definitely like she recorded this first thing in the morning, giving her like voice. She's trying to copy my style. Squatching. Listen, okay, I'm the only YouTuber who's allowed to get up in the morning so that way they can attempt to fake a deep voice, okay? When in actuality, it's just their morning voice, you know?
I think we should get into it. So for just a quick recap, just gonna go through what's been going on.
Just a real quick recap on my essay story, guys. Make sure you hit like, comment, and subscribe for more essay stories.
Since I posted my last video that's on this channel. I posted my video and Rav posted his corresponding Twitter post with mine on July 27th, 2023. In it, I give a little background on Dawn and I's relationships past, and then I go on to detail the assault that happened that took place by Dawn, how I tried to handle it with him offline.
14 pages!
That's right, this thing's gonna be 14 pages long. Thank you for the dono, Zaylin. Okay, so who be dropping the 300 for that hottest of hot chips face reveal? Oh my gosh, yeah. So
good question.
Yeah, I mean, we still have the goal. Unfortunately, you know, I mean, it didn't help that, you know, I had to take that trip to a vacation trip to the Comic-Con, but then also, you know, that week really hurt. So like,
yeah.
Listen, guys, like, don't get me wrong. All donos are appreciated, but like, no one has to do like a massive, like, big dono to get us there. But yeah, all support's like greatly appreciated. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Zaylin. Thank you, Pigeon Salad, and heck, thank you everyone for just watching, and leaving a like. Why does she sound like Keffels? Pigeon salad. Are you trying to say that she doesn't sound like a woman, or that? Yeah, that's either a compliment to Keffels and an insult to her. Because Keffel, are you trying to say Keffels sounds feminine enough, or are you trying to say that she's Lex is masculine enough? Do you think she talks that way to Ethan as they're doing it? She's just like, "Yes, babe. Yes, you're not a beta male. Yes, yeah, yes, Ethan. Wear the cat girl outfit." Keffel's more successful trans sister. Oh, lady nerdars. Ouch.
And I go into explaining why it took 2 years to say anything by going in.
By the way, I know the extensions are no longer accurate, but like it gives you a rough idea. The audience reception still under 100k likes, 4.2k dislikes. Again, not accurate, but it gives you a rough idea.
Into detail about the events afterwards. I go into Matt and Ryan's reaction, or lack thereof, and detailing their dishonesty towards me after coming forward about the assault by Dawn, asking with help to avoid him, and the subsequent attempt to make out without my consent or like knowledge at all by Matt and Ryan. I go on to detail the events that led me to realize that their actions were on purpose and manipulative, such as
That's right. Supermega was like, "Listen, Dan, we're gonna help you out here, buddy. We're gonna let you just assault one of our artists." Yeah, that's yeah. And remember, guys, the Wayback Machine, the tweets before they deleted them. This whole little friend group here. Ethan is online. Nick is not green. Even Lex herself, like. A couple months prior to this video dropping, they were still cool with them. So something happened on the back end to where, like, they decided
someone didn't want to go with someone else's narrative.
Yeah, or like, "Oh my god, you didn't shout out my video."
just simply refusing to speak to me after it was known that I was unhappy with the response about Dawn, and using that against me to emotionally blackmail me due to the fact that I was unhappy with them, or emotionally blackmailing me over being sad at Ryan's birthday party, despite having seen Don, the guy who assaulted me that same very day by his own fault. In the video with speaking about how I want to move on from what happened and heal from my trauma. Don's first apology, he deleted the day after, so that's cool. I found it on Know Your Meme, so shout out to whoever did that. So Dawn starts off by apologizing to Lex for any trauma that she may feel regarding our past relationship, and then goes on to apologizing to the people who, quote, may feel like they were being lied to or kept in the dark. He retells the assault as, "I asked her for oral sex and she said no at first because she had a cold sore. This implies I said yes. I had a cold sore and I didn't want to give him anything, and I explicitly declined oral multiple times as he was attempting to coerce me and force me to do so, despite giving clear indication that as then and that morning that I didn't want to. He told me it was fine. It wasn't fine. There was a lot of splitting hairs of if I was actually forced to or not because of Don downplaying what he did, not realizing that that's coercion, asking someone multiple times over and over. I don't really understand how that's not hard to understand unless you really just like downplaying a...
Oh, let me give you a rundown on what you should have done, Lex. Hey, can you give me a blowjob? No. Can you give me a blowjob? No. Can you give me a blowjob? Ask me one more time, and I'm telling Supermega. Very simple. Very simple. Or heck, if you want to be more extreme, tell them you called the police.
Tell them you'll chop it off. If they ask again. They'll never ask again.
Oh, yeah. Tell them you'll bite it. She waited until everyone got bored to bring this back after her OnlyFans went down. Oh dang, is her OnlyFans down? Dude, R.I.P.
Probably down in viewership.
the only supporter left is Ethan. You can do it, babe.
Salt. Later I asked again, and she said yes, but be careful not to be too rough. Hold on, let me share this. What he's describing is not assault. He's just describing like a sex act, and it's.
I hate her fucking jump cuts.
Yeah.
I can't even fucking watch.
Isn't assault. It's just a sex act. Good on you. Like I said, this was a he said she said thing, and yeah. Listen, unfortunately, Lex, unless there's like 4K camera footage of the events of that night, we can never know what truly went down between you and him. However, we can look at your actions surrounding the situation, and let's be honest, it puts a lot of doubt. Given the fact that you're weirdly more focused on Supermega, even though they had nothing to do with the assault other than it was because like you were both employed by them, granted, and they did an investigation and they fired him. They just couldn't do anything straight off the bat because like they have to look into it first. Like
first post, he says, quote, during the intimate act, I had pushed her down on her head, after which she recoiled and told me that I was being too rough. During this time, I was under no impression that anything traumatizing had occurred. However, I realize now that this was extremely traumatizing for her. It's like, okay. He's talking about me like a dog that like just heard thunder and like hid under the bed. He says, I then profusely apologized and we ended up watching TV and going to bed after. That's not how I recall it at all. So that's interesting because how I recall it is consenting to sex because I was freaked out and scared after that.
You consented?
And then getting choked and blacking out. That's what I remember.
Oh, you got choked and black out? Did you like take pictures of like the marks or anything? You know, say what you will about Omni, at least she provided like bruise marks that Kai left her. Lex Dog, why are you guys mad at me? Why are you guys mad at me? Why are you guys mad at me? Oh my god. Dawn probably acts like 3 times and it's coercion. Proof, Lex cannot read, let alone focus on anything but herself. Yeah.
So that's interesting that you don't remember such a discrepancy. Very cool. Dawn goes on to speak about our relationship after the assault, explaining that our relationship seemed to have not changed. Dawn in his post describes going home and Supermega not using his art anymore, then cutting contacts with him afterwards, and apologizing to me again via Discord, and for some reason includes that he got no reply. It genuinely just feels like he doesn't understand that he did something bad. Like, it just kind of feels like...
It seems like he understands that you, like, felt bad and is trying to like apologize and end things as amicably as you can. You're full of discrepancies, Lex. Full of discrepancies. Yes, Slegan. Is that how you pronounce it? Slegans? Let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. Lexi, are you okay? Lexi, are you okay? That he struck you. Oh my god. Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
Hey, Lexi.
He's like, come on, guys, it's no big deal. Like, he should just, it's a you problem. His apology was received pretty badly, considering that Dawn mostly corroborated my story from the...
I mean, yes and no. That's what caused people to put doubts. Like, a lot of it was pretty, like, one-to-one to your story. Like, as far as, like, the meetup goes and everything. But, like, the very key detail, the act itself. That's where the contradiction lies. Lex, if you wanted to go to the comps, if not, go back to using your mouth for that intended purpose, and it's not talking. Oh my god, lady nerd artist, dang. Lady nerd artist just like shut up, you whore.
A POV of a guy who's trying to sidestep accountability for assaulting someone by implying it could be my fault for Don assaulting instead. I guess.
Wait, no, he never. What? He never said it was your fault. He had just said he had asked, and initially you said no, and then later on he asked again, and you said yes to it. There's no implication here that it could be your fault. In fact, he blames himself a lot in that document. Oh my god, this victim complex you have, lady.
Yes. Unfortunately, during the last recording, I got up and forgot the third paragraph of Dawn's first apology that was deleted.
Oh boy, guys, we have outfit chains. Okay, what do you guys think of this fit right here? Oh my god, so immaculate. My god, look at the makeup too. It's so great. Guys, listen. I know I'm going to tell my very traumatizing assault story, but let me get the makeup on. He choked me and I blacked out. Love how she left out that massive detail in the first video she did, SMH. Yeah. POV, the discount hooker you got didn't get paid this week. Oh no. Oh no. Listen, okay, she needs to, I'm sure there's a lot of LA guys that she can probably, I'm sure Ethan would be down to let her hook up with one of the LA guys. Song Piker's always looking for a new broad. I'm sure Ethan would do it if it was for the liberal cause.
So I'm filling in now for that part. In this particular paragraph, Dawn says, at this time, I had contacted Matt and told him what had just gone down. So this implies that Matt was told first about my assault by Dawn and his side of the story. At his house, I'd explained to him and Ryan what happened and the details about the November trip and what she had told me after Creator Clash. So Dawn got to LA on May 23rd. So Dawn's side of the story was the first one to be heard. Dawn goes on to say, after that, I was staying over at his place for the next couple of weeks. Dawn's stay at Matt's house was around May 23rd to June 14th, the day that I saw him. Dawn got to the office a couple days before the day I saw him. Later, Matt had told me that he had made some arrangements for his friends to sleep over at his place, moving me to stay at the office. Dawn goes on to say, a couple days at the office had passed when Matt called me and said that Lex was on her way to the office. So this was June 14th. Dawn says, I was given no prior notice that she was going to be there or moving to LA. It was at this time that I decided to leave to stay with other friends in the area. Dawn's second apology was on July 29th, 2 days after my video. Dawn seems to have pivoted from his argument corroborating my story to extending sympathy, then implying I'm either overreacting or a straight up liar.
No, Lex, you not a liar. You not a liar, Lex. No. Wait, what? Hang on. To continue your session, re-verification. One second, chat. 1 second. This is weird. If you can still hear me. Weird. Hopefully chat can still hear me.
I think so.
Okay. Hopefully I didn't get hacked there. All right. Live chat, making sure everything's scrolling. I mean, if she wasn't a he said, she said B, I would ask her out. Lucky dumb is making video for clout, so no, thank you. Listen, Zaylin, I don't think you want to hit this. She's damaged goods.
Don apologizes to everyone he's upset first, then me. He references things that have been said.
Well, he says, like, I apologize to everyone, and then especially to Lex. Like, he's emphasizing you. But he didn't mention me first, so, like, it's not valid.
He did in the first one, so...
But it's not this one, so it's not valid.
Rather than saying what he did or saying what was said. References his first now deleted post and saying it had poor wording. Don shifts blame and says, I shouldn't have tried to ask her again, even if it was just twice. Don starts to talk about things unrelated to what happened between him and I.
Yeah. But think about it, it was probably a pretty crappy blowjob. Well, think about it. She's sick. She won't go down all the way, you know? And, you know, she blue-balled him. You know, I have sympathy for Matt. I mean, not Matt, Don. I have sympathy for this dude. Dude was just trying to get some, you know? You know? He was like, hey, you know...
But maybe she's a selfish lover, John. You ever think of that?
Listen, only I'm allowed to be a selfish lover, okay? I've actually copyrighted, I trademarked it, so if anyone else is a selfish lover, I can actually sue them, Jeremy Hale style, you know? So yeah, listen, Lex, don't be a selfish lover, okay? No, Squatchin, a selfish lover would actually not do the blowjob at all, okay? But she attempted it and failed miserably, okay? When you put your mind to a task, you have to complete it, okay? That's the Sigma male grind set, and she does not have it. She's a quitter.
Such as how our relationship continued afterwards, implying I didn't have a problem with him. He lists the times he's apologized.
Well, let's be honest. A long-distance relationship is probably the easiest relationship to ever break up from. Because guess what? All you have to do is just wait till he goes back to Germany, right? And unless you...
What's he gonna do, come back?
Yeah, he's an artist that just got fired from Supermega. And all those guys, like, all the, like, LA YouTubers work together, right? So, like, as soon as, like, so-and-so hears from Matt, like, the Matt and the other Super Mega guy, that, like, yeah, so, like, Don apparently is, like, a creep, they're not gonna hire you again. Or not you specifically, Lex, but they're not gonna hire Don again. So, guess what? That dude ain't gonna have money. You don't have to worry about him from... like coming to you. I guess Don's like pretty fat too, so I think Ethan could probably take him. Don't worry, your man can protect you.
Apologize. The night it happened, when I talked to him about it in person and online, Don addresses Supermega's part in this, that he was not informed about my arrival to the Supermega office. He mentions Matt's house, but I didn't go there during his stay. Don addresses my mentioning of Cassette Girl being based off of me and decides to imply I'm lying. He does this by saying it was based off of a SoundCloud he was listening to in 2017, following up with, the character is in no way related to Lex. Don must have not remembered telling me directly multiple times that she is based off of me.
Wait. Hang on. Don't just flash the
Must have not remembered telling me directly multiple times that she is...
Hey, can I be your Cassette Girl? Wait, but she's asking. Hey, can I be your Cassette Girl reference model for you if you want easy references for content for her, by the way. She's asking to be in. What? Well,
I based her body type
off
of you off you anyway.
Hey, Lex. If you want to make sure a guy's a creep, make sure you don't consent to him supposedly being a creep to you. It's like if you, hey, you know, by the way, you can like, it's like what would be a good comparison for this? It's like when your partner tells you that you can like spontaneously visit them whenever you want, and then like when you break up, they go, "Oh my god, he would just like show up randomly to my place. It was very creepy." Like, no, you said I could visit whenever I wanted. Is it bad I want to commission Dawn to spite Lex? Listen, okay, your money's better spent elsewhere, like Shanry and at Presnia on Twitter. Isn't that right, Squashin?
Yeah, that is correct.
Exactly.
Is based off of me. Don mentions the art he posted before his apology for some reason. I guess because people were commenting on it. It just seems like a really weird way of deflecting. Don then ends the post by talking about himself and his commission refunds he owes. The man who assaulted me essentially admitted that he did it a very roundabout, terrible way.
Well, he's admitting that you guys had a sexual act. The thing that is up for debate is like, well, he says he only asked you twice. You're saying that he coerced you throughout the night, and he's also saying that like when you initially told him to stop, you guys stopped, and nothing happened the rest of the night. You're saying that he choked you and blacked out. I would love if you like took some pictures of like the bruise marks, or like, again, went to the police too. That could have been nice.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, okay, I know these LA types. I know you all watch Law and Order SVU. You know what you have to do.
I mean, obviously somebody that would do that wouldn't admit to it, but he corroborated my story and hit it in real time. And people caught on to it after he had deleted the first one that incriminated him more, and began to hold him accountable for being a weirdo and a creep and lamenting his wrongdoings because they liked his art or respected him. And the replies to me at this time were condolences, messages of encouragement, and confusion about how this happened.
I'm hoping there's a section where she talks about Nick is not green. I haven't watched anyone else's coverage of this. I haven't watched the video beforehand, but I'm just hoping there's a section where she talks about Nick is not green. When does this stuff just become, I worked at this YouTube channel, I was SA'd. Let's get into it so I can start my own YouTube channel. Listen, that's basically the rough translation of this. That's a rough translation. I can't wait for the future Lex Updog content. I can tell her and Ethan are gonna make some fire collab videos.
And why, which, yeah, me too, honestly. After this time, it gets a little weird, though. People immediately jumped onto it on YouTube, so that's the first thing that's weird. Justin sent me a DM on July 28th, which was, what is it? It's the day of Dawn's first apology. He expressed guilt for not knowing what happened between Dawn and I. He expresses concern for everyone involved and went into detail about his past with Matt and about how he felt groomed by him and groomed into bad.
Wait, is this? I think this is the I think this might be the dude who had the initial allegations. All right. Squanchin, everyone, by the way, go check out Squanchin's Twitter page yet again, so that way you can get her to do some commissions for you. Also, too, make sure you follow her on Twitch and the YouTube channels. I know she occasionally dual streams, correct? Yeah, you do.
When I don't feel like hot garbage, yes, I do stream.
All right. Yeah, Squanch. Squatchin's tapping out early. Go give her some love.
Yeah, it's either I sit here and throw up all over my computer or I don't. So I'm gonna go with the latter.
Yeah, please don't have a Xander Hall moment.
Yeah, God no, ew.
Or a Tippy moment. But yeah. Anyway, guys. Okay, guys, now that the women are gone, we can really be sexist now.
Bad behavior from him by an early age. Kelly DMs me on Instagram on the 28th. However, I did not screenshot this. We weren't following each other, so it was a message request, so I forgot to open it. But now she has me blocked, so I can't go get it even if I wanted to. And
it's weird that you're screenshotting everything for your story, right? It's a little weird.
There's that. Kelly's message was, she basically was doing the same thing Justin was extending an apology, and she told me that she wouldn't have taken the job back had she have known what had happened. I assume being in that position, the replacement of a guy without having known was probably very icky. Nick's first video corroborating mine would have came out.
Yo, let's go. The first Nick is not green reference.
On the 29th, which is the second apology that Don made the day of. Pretty much in the video, he gives us a synopsis of mine, gives commentary while he looked at the Supermega Reddit, subreddit. Not really anything, not really hard-hitting journalism. I don't really know what anyone expected from this besides just hearing a summary of a 2-hour video in hindsight, because I feel like it got blown.
Lady, you told him to make the video. He says it in the video that you wanted him to do this. Oh my god, you. Lex. It's great that you're throwing your former friend under the bus after all the stuff. Also, too, you knew of his content beforehand, I assume. You and Ethan, Ethan especially at the very least, know what his content is like. So, yeah, and what did anyone expect from this loser's video?
Up way more than it did, just because it's the only video that isn't a right-winger guy that's screaming about OnlyFans or something. Anyway, the next day, Jim
was that a reference to Chud Logic? I feel like it was a reference to Chud Logic.
Apologizes, and he starts trauma dumping. Actually, sorry. That same day, Jim apologizes in a video. I have the link for it because he is DMCAing people. Anyone who re-uploads that video that is apologizing to me, the only one that's specifically an apology to me, he is DMCAing it for anyone that posts it. So I've put it in my Dropbox and it will go in the description. And Jim, if you do it, I will re-upload it somewhere.
All right, let's get some hard-hitting journalism. Jim's video, the Dropbox. Are you sure you want to leave YouTube? Go to the site.
For those of you that don't know, Lex Updog recently uploaded a video to her YouTube detailing her experience with Supermega and Dawn, the former channel artist. About a year ago, as mentioned in her video, July.
My god, why are you so quiet, man? Why are you so quiet? Why are you so quiet, boy?
July 4th, 2022, I made her feel extremely uncomfortable with my actions. A couple days ago was the first time I learned that I made her feel this way, and immediately reached out to her to apologize for how I made her feel and any discomfort that I made her feel. But I definitely owe you guys an explanation too.
Alright. Oh, lovely. Everyone's just bowing down to Lex Updog. Some real on-the-ground journalism here. Exactly. I hope I would believe her more if she wouldn't air this out so hard. Well, why wasn't Why wasn't she airing this out like as this was going on? Why did she wait 9 months?
Somewhere else, and I will tell people that you did it. So it's up to you. It's just gonna Streisand effect. It was sent to me. I have the file now. You shouldn't have said sorry or whatever you're ashamed of. Boosting and giving me support? I don't know. He also trauma dumped in my text messages. He sent me a text message where he just trauma dumped and gave me description of an assault he dealt with without warning, and then asked me for coffee. And I did not.
Well, okay, it looks like what it appears to be is he himself supposedly is a alleged victim of assault, and so it seems like he's trying to relate to you in some way, and you're just like, bro, you're trauma dumping on me. Listen, bro, okay, my assault is the only one that matters, okay, so like maybe you should shut up. That's the vibe I'm getting from this.
Not respond. I goes without saying, I think, why I wouldn't have responded to that. I don't even know what you can say to that. It was just like purely overwhelming.
Yeah, you could have been like twinsies.
No, did not feel safe going with the.
By the way, guys, okay, for the sake of the saying this now and the re-upload that's going to happen on YouTube. Listen, guys, I'm not a hard-hitting journalist, okay? I'm not here to expose anyone. I'm just here for the lulz and to have fun, all right? You want a serious breakdown of this? I'm sure Nick is not green prepares to Lexus POP. I got essayed. Do you want to grab Starbucks? Listen, okay, this is not me breaking journalism or anything like that. This is not me trying to expose her. This is just me making fun of her, okay? If you think I'm an awful person for that, you are more than welcome to.
The guy that put me in a headlock and kissed me after I told him about my assault. Despite being the kindest and least accusatory out of all the videos addressed to me, many clocked him immediately on trauma dumping and centering himself in the argument, or whatever you want to call it, in his apology. I say argument just because it became.
It wasn't good enough for Lex, okay? You didn't bow down good enough. All should bow down to Queen Lex and her boy toy Ethan is online. Look, I can be the dumper, not you. Exactly, Zaylin. Yeah, listen, okay? I'm the one who's allowed to, like, do a 2-hour trauma dump, alright? I'm the one who's allowed to do that, not you.
Came one, obviously. So that was pretty funny. Also, the flies were fun. All right, so Matt and Ryan's videos came out on the 31st of July. And this is the official beginning of the invalidating, minimizing, and blame shifting. Matt.
Oh, you poor baby. Your poor baby. Hang on. Let me do something for you real quick, Lex. Hang on. I have the perfect thing for you, Lex. Here we go. $10 hours. Here we go. Hang on, okay. Yep, there we go. Let's pair these two.
And Ryan decided to ignore most of the things that they could address from my video, instead opting to spend their respective videos defending themselves, despite claims against doing so. They stress that they have been nothing short of supportive, with no responses to my claims of them having put me in bad situations because they neglected to be supportive or communicative, and having attributed them to even extending my trauma after my assault. And he goes on to imply that my version of events are so far from reality that Matt felt the need to clarify multiple times that he wasn't trying to invalidate my sexual assault. The proof he uses to imply that my recollection of events aren't true are claims of him claiming that every quote I gave him, not in writing, was falsified.
When it comes to Rav's text, Matt shows Rav's text out of order, such as implying Rav was confused as well.
Rav was also trying to figure out what had gone down.
Or
Oh, that was fun. There we go. This fits so beautifully. That is a very tiny violin. Yeah, yo, girl, wanna wrestle? Oh my god, what? Lady Nerdiest, dang.
Using texts of Rav saying it wasn't as serious to support his argument.
Here you can see some text messages between myself and Rav, where Rav is saying that he figured out a little more context on the situation at one point.
These texts were sent when Rav had only heard Don's side of the story, which was rough sex. Matt goes on and lies and says that Rav told him first.
I don't remember exactly, but I think Rav was the one who told me initially on my balcony one night, and he told me that Don had sexually assaulted Lex.
When Rav was only told Don's side of the story by Matt and Ryan until I told Rav directly around mid-June 2022. Also, Matt's including Rav when it really wasn't relevant for him to know what happened to me at the time. Don was staying at Matt's house. It was only relevant for him and Ryan to know what happened so they could keep Don away from me. Another way they co-sign themselves in their own confusion and inaction is by bringing up about how they had supposedly told Ross in their own volition about what Don had done.
We also updated those who we knew that were working with him of the situation.
And we did not cover this up from other people. For example, I was the one who told Ross over the phone because Ross had a show with Dawn and I felt like he needed to know this.
When that's just not the truth. I'm the one that told Rav to tell Ross what happened. And the only reason why Rav didn't tell him himself was because we were in the mountains still for my mom's birthday. So we ran out of...
Let's see. Sorry, dude. I was trying to talk to you for weeks, but you were never available before. And just so happens that I'm vacationing in the mountains right now without much signal. Short story as follows. Last November, Dawn essayed Lex at Matt's place. Matt and Ryan no longer work with Dawn, neither do I. Thought you ought to know too. Okay, that's pretty darn serious, as I suspected. Wish someone told me when I was going to start a show with him.
Of internet, and Ross was worried and ended up calling Matt himself. And for that, the only reason why Ross ever figured out what happened between me and Dawn is because Ross got worried.
I am curious. I am curious what the comments say on this. Let's see. Lex, let's not forget how when I originally talked to you, post double down in the history in double downs. Wow. Lex, your original video was one of accusations you made against Supermega that they made you homeless, but in the video you say Matt and Ryan offered to pay for an apartment.
It's 14 pages!
This offer. I was made homeless at the age... Okay, now people are you and your boyfriend going to get high on stream again to watch another sub count? Oh, let's go. Okay, K-Huck becoming a member for 8 months. Thank you, K-Huck. Where is HR when you need them? Wait, yeah. They're busy, man. HR is busy. What can I say?
And had to call Matt himself, which Ross says himself in his stream that he called Matt himself. But for some reason, Matt and Ryan take it upon themselves. It's 14 pages!
Oh boy, another one. Lady Nerd Artist renewing her membership. Thank you, Lady Nurse, for being a member for 9 months. If you guys ever want to become a member, our lowest tier is 99 cents. It's a lot less expensive than your average value menu off like any fast food joint. So if you want to give becoming a membership a try, you can just do it for 99 cents. And if you want to stop doing it after that, you can promptly cancel.
Make it sound as if they went through their own volition to tell Ross.
You have nothing. You have nothing and you are gay. You have nothing and you are gay.
Pigeon Salad gifted 0 memberships? My wife.
You have nothing.
Oh, no,
you have nothing and you are gay. You have nothing and you are gay.
Thank you, Pigeon Salad, for the 5 gifted members. Yeah, let's go. Oh,
you have nothing. You have nothing and you are gay. You have nothing and you are gay.
Let's see, who are the new members now? Iron Duck, Trippy Savage, Dracula Moon, The Gaming Witch.
You have nothing. You have nothing and you are gay. You have nothing and you are gay.
And yeah, it looks like it's it. And then Peepaw Riveter renewing his membership 8 months.
You have nothing. You have nothing and you are gay. You have nothing and you are gay.
I should Okay, I think it's over now. I think it's over. There we go. Thank you, everyone.
Especially
You have nothing.
Ryan
You have
has
nothing, and you are gay. You have nothing, and you are gay.
I should let this play out. You are nothing. You are nothing, and you are gay. My favorite
It's
sound
14 pages!
There we go.
To do with telling anyone. While watching this, keep in mind that this is the supposed motive of them getting us to meet and talk it out. Despite the whole point of me calling to speak about my assault was to ask them to keep me away from Dawn.
To be honest, Ryan and I were scared of this whole situation. Me and Ryan organized a meeting with him at our office where we sat him down and confronted him about this. We asked him what had happened that night, and he explained it from his perspective, which was very different from Lex's perspective. We felt a little confused on what had happened that night, which I now see was an absolutely, terrible move, suggesting that.
He explained away the assault, excusing it as a miscommunication of boundaries in an intimate moment. And we told Don if he truly believed that, if he truly believed that it was a boundary miscommunication, then he should apologize to Lex directly. This was, of course, the wrong decision.
Having a victim and an abuser, telling them to, maybe to talk to each other, horrible.
I have text messages from Matt saying they talked with Dawn and it went well, and we had a phone call about it. So that's funny that you tell me that it's fine, and then you go on YouTube and tell the public
it's
that
14 pages.
Spectre became a member. Thank you, Spectre. So like this so like obviously in the moment they're gonna be like, hey, it was a good talk. They're not gonna use him anymore. But obviously, you're using the conversation they had with him against them. So yeah, they're gonna say, yeah, that was probably a bad conversation in hindsight. Like what kind of what? Okay.
Confused because Matt called me and told me as such and gave no indication of being confused. So they either lied to me at the time or they lied to you to change whatever you would think.
No.
It can still be a good conversation even if they were initially confused, right? And again, in hindsight, of course they're going to say it's a bad conversation now because of all this stuff.
The whole time I was none the wiser on what had actually taken place between him and Lex, and if I had known, I would not have invited him out to LA to stay with me. I would not have housed him.
And then, despite going in depth about why they tried to get Don and I to speak, Matt says this.
I never intended for them to come in contact with each other. As soon as I realized my mistake, I told Don he had to leave the office, and for a little more context, here is me having a discussion with Rav where I'm realizing my mistake.
I find it funny that Matt calls this a mistake so many times, considering that I told him what day I would be in town. So it's really pretty much up to the viewer whether or not you want to believe him, which is a great excuse considering that he didn't actually have a good reason to do it besides selfish ones.
Despite our delayed action on this, I do want to state unequivocally that Ryan and I never made any attempts to cover up a sexual assault or to aid Dawn.
If Matt had admitted to knowing better, that means he would have been admitting to helping Dawn out. There's no world in which getting Dawn to talk it out with me is not.
Well, let's be honest. Like when I think of covering up something, I think of what happened with Ms. Kith and his friend. You want to look at it like an actual cover up story? That's a good one because he made two big streamers come forward to the party after it allegedly happened, right? They told her to shut up, and they forced her to cover it. They blacklisted her from the industry, and her story went from there. So that's an actual cover-up story right there. Lex would not have survived that, I tell you.
Helping Dawn out, especially when my call was specifically about not wanting to see or talk to Dawn. Over and over, they take matters into their hands when it really wasn't their business to do so. They did the exact opposite of what I had ever asked them to do.
Their actions follow the logic of people that don't think my assault was a big deal. Ryan doesn't mention anything about trying to emotionally blackmail me with being sad at his birthday party after seeing Dawn the same day because of the choices he made, and using me being upset at their lack of communication after that, using that to reject to speak to me because I was upset, to hold my own emotions.
We were told that y'all are still upset with how we handled the Dawn situation. Is that this not true? If the problems you're talking about aren't that just an off vibe, then yeah.
Against me. Ryan held my feelings against me for how he handled my trauma. In their videos, they imply I wanted to keep it private with no proof.
And she expressed that she did not want this to be a thing that was public.
But thankfully for them, I'm very consistent. And I've specifically spoken to other friends about how they were conversations that I wanted to have in person.
So yeah, I ended up doing that. Just about not with me. Have no logs because I wanted to talk to him in person.
Not in private. Those are two different words. In their
wait, no. In person and in person doesn't imply public. It implies that you just want to have a one-on-one conversation with him. Okay, this is where like the gay actually I didn't mean this. It's actually this is what I meant. Well, Lex moving the goalpost so much her hands are stained yellow. Sorry, I think the American football when I say that. Oh.
Videos, they lie about cutting off Dawn personally and professionally, and they don't say when specifically.
Again, after some tiptoeing, we ended up cutting ties with Don, both personally and professionally. We cut all contact with him.
In response to what Lex told us, we removed Don as our channel artist and we cut contact with him 100%.
In August, Ryan liked Dawn's art and it was posted into the Dawn channel in the Supermega server that was still there and was there until it was deleted. Matt goes on to showing anonymous Discord screenshots from an anonymous Discord of, quote, anti-Supermega people who write, quote, child sexual assault fanfiction as proof of a conspiracy against Supermega by Leighton and Tumad, who is dead now. And also, he immediately shit on me as soon as my video came out and blocked me. And
Yeah, that's kind of what Too Mad does. I don't know if you were new to Too Mad at the time, but yeah, that's kind of his thing. I'm not saying he's a good person, definitely not. But like, it's like saying, oh my god, this guy from Austria, his name is Smittler. Okay, he was so rude to me, and everyone's just like, oh really, was he rude? What was he rude to you? Like, oh my god, yes, this is so stalking. Everyone's like, yeah, first time. To be honest, that's the only GoPro she's been able to get her hands on throughout the entire situation. Oh my god. Y'all are evil. Everyone in the comment section is going to be saying that I'm the evil one. It's really you guys.
Now he's dead. So Matt doesn't know I'm a child sex assault survivor, so that
What? Okay. How does that relate to this? Listen, feels bad, man. Okay, like if that happened, that's horrible, But I just want to know how that relates necessarily. You get what I mean here. Chud had a really good point yesterday. I've been wanting to say it, but when even victims of violent assault given this type of attention and courtesy, had a really good point yesterday that I've been wanting to say, but when have even victims of violent assault given this type of attention? Oh, are you saying why would they want this type of attention? because like my understanding of it, of like Lex's like big statement on like why the video was unlisted was because it was there to tell her story, and the story was told. Listen, guys, my essay matters, but this other guy that told me that he experienced essay, yeah, he's a weirdo. No, yeah, bitch, so too. True. I dare you to block me, Lex. You will go on the wall with all the other whores. Oh my god. Like, she's just asking for attention that victims don't even get. No, yeah. And when people try to relate to her with their own experiences, she's like very weird. Like, you didn't, like, you shouldn't tell me that. Like, ew, you shouldn't tell me that you're an assault victim. It's my story that matters. That's like the vibe I'm getting from this, you know?
That's strange that I would hang out in a pedophile Discord. I find that weird that I would do that. That's news to me. I found that out when everybody else did, because I didn't know I did that. Matt tries very hard to make his proof look convincing by highlighting the date of the email, which was April 21st, over and over and over. Mind you, that day I had gauze in my nose from surgery and I was in Tennessee. So I don't really know what that's supposed to mean. Anyway, it completely ignores the fact that...
Guys, I had gauze in my nose. I wasn't... It was impossible to send stuff in a Discord. Okay, this is a weird section of the video. Guys, my essay matters because I said no. I'm totally innocent and a useless person, and no one is agreeing with me. Lady Nerd Artist, Jesus Christ. I respect the energy, Lady Nerd.
Nobody knows where it's from, who it's from, if it's real or fabricated, and Matt makes no comment about how most of it is blurred with no reason given. I cannot understate how...
Well, presumably these are images that you're not supposed to show on YouTube. I think that's the implication there. And, you know, if you don't want the video to be taken down, you have to, you know, blur images.
How blurred this email is. Anyway, flimsy evidence aside, you can't blindside someone with information they already knew about. One of the things I find that's interesting that Matt decides to do is he shows our second to last text message exchange and words it as if it's our last time we spoke, when in reality, he showed the last text messages before Leighton got fired to support his argument.
That communication ceased around the time that we fired Leighton, who is a close friend of hers.
Because I spoke to him 10 days before Creator Clash, before I saw him in person. That was April 5th of last year, 2023. I did not respond to his last message because I didn't feel like talking, because I was crowdfunding a sinus surgery that I would get done immediately after Creator Clash.
Okay. I don't care. I don't care about. Matt from the future. Hey Matt, that girl Lex. Yeah. Run far. Let's see. Using dumb statistics. Well, excellent. If you look at. Let's see. Let's not forget about how when I originally talked to you, posted about Don grooming me, you backed him up and continued being his friend. I was foolish to make tweets about this situation back in December before I realized the full situation. In my experience talking to you directly in the past, you acted like a snake. Yeah, you agreed that Don effed up, but you also said you supported me and didn't hold me accountable at all. Now, let's see. Now you know how it feels to me. I felt all alone and afraid when people didn't believe me. And my account got reported by Don's followers and suspended. You're so mad about people not supporting you, but when you were in the past for me, so this user this commenter on the YouTube is accusing Lex of supporting Dawn when he was being weird to other women, I guess. Oh. Again, don't take that with a grain, the smallest grain of salt. But it appears people, are a comment from which Lex deleted. Lex, let's not. Oh my God, they're reposting the same deleted. Wow. Solidarity, I guess. Generally, what do you want them to do? What do you want us to do? You started this all out by saying that you didn't think that she'd be canceled or have their platform taken away, and that you believed they could grow and change. However, when they took time to do so, you released a video as soon as they're back. So what is the end goal of all this? Why drag other unrelated parties like Justin and Kaylee into the situation that is supposedly just between you and Supermega, if not just to hurt the aforementioned people? I feel it's strange to even watch this video because a good chunk of it is private information that I don't feel like I should have access to, private DMs, messages, etc. You also refuse to take accountability to your own wrongdoings in an attempt to make others take accountability for theirs. You were the first party to bring up Daniel, therefore making him an easy way to fire shots at Matt and Ryan. Why was it necessary to bring someone deceased into the argument that absolutely does not involve themselves? Even if they had made distasteful jokes towards him, that is not the business of strangers on the internet. If anything, it would be between Matt and Ryan. This video does not feel well articulated and is clearly rushed together. I doubt this all started with a smear campaign. I truly commend you for sharing your story on your assault to protect future victims from potentially facing the same situation with Dawn. But everything since the video reads as an attempt to deplatform that is essentially a third party to the entire situation. No matter how many videos you make, it can't change how Matt, Ryan, and others have acted in the past. The only thing you or any of us can do is observe and allow the growth from them. Even so, viewers, we say no way knowing. I don't think we should make accurate judgments, of that. The only person who could find out is that you, if you detected, to contact them. And I could understand not wanting to do that, but if I think it is the time to let them back and forth with the Supermega let the back and forth die, yeah. Because I'm not seeing any good goal points here. So yeah, a lot of people. Oh my God. Act and spam the comment by people mocking. Oh yeah. Yeah, so it appears a lot of people are just not happy with the situation in general. Definitely a lot less support than Lex initially was given. If I'm being 100% honest, I've completely failed to care about anything she's talked about. I'm just sitting here wondering why she looks like if the dollar store Michael Jackson became a press secretary. There we go.
Which the surgery was on. Creator Clash is April 15th, and my sinus surgery was on the 20th. So I was drawing art to crowdfund for that surgery. Matt ends his video with pretty much calling everything a personal vendetta. And despite brushing off that oh, well, I'm not trying to validate Lex, no one hears that, obviously. So this fuels a bunch of stuff. Matt's video implies that I did not speak up for my own empowerment, but for a personal vendetta, implying that sexual assault and a cover-up by people who I thought were helping me somehow wasn't enough.
I'm in no way saying that her coming forward with the Dawn situation is a ploy by Leighton to get us canceled. However, there's a lot of other...
I mean, if we're talking Leighton specifically, yeah, Leighton tried to use it as a launching point So that way he could like make his own accusations against you guys by saying that you guys, by saying that Supermega was phobic and that they were weirdly hitting on him.
Other stuff that I think the dots can be connected.
The messaging in their videos had people walking away thinking that either I was exaggerating about at least some parts of my story or that I was simply lying about everything. Nick's follow-up video, August 2nd, Nick decided to make a follow-up video where Nick Nick followed up and just gave a summary of what had happened since my video, or his last video, I guess. He didn't ask me about anything or tell me that he was making it. If he had asked me about it, he would have found out that I hadn't even watched Matt Ryan's videos.
I call cap on that. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna call cap on that. I'm gonna have to call cap on that. She definitely, her and her little boy toy were definitely watching everything. If Nick watched it, Ethan definitely watched it.
Sorry, or Jim's, I couldn't think of his name, or Jim's video to that point. So I didn't even know what was being said till Ryan's Twitter post in October. So that was what made me actually watch their videos. So up until this point, I had no idea what was going on.
He did, however, bring up the text not mentioned by Matt, which I appreciate. Although I think by the time Nick's video came out, people had already been encouraged to connect the dots by Matt. So I'm not sure how well received it even was. Nick ends the video by talking about himself a little bit too much, and he says it's the last time he's making a video about my assault. Unfortunately, that was not the truth.
By the way, the whole reason why Nick was making videos on this to begin with, because Ethan was his friend at the time, Lex was his friend too at the time. They encouraged him to make these videos. I don't know if Ethan and Lex necessarily knew this wasn't going to end well, but I think they knew that there was a chance of it, so they let him be the fall guy. So that way they can say, well, the reason why everyone thinks of us so badly is because Nick covered it poorly, and, you know, that Supermega do whatever.
After this, Matt Ryan Justin and redacted content creator, I won't say, went to...
Wait. Redacted content creator. It's very clearly Meat Canyon. You blur the name, but you don't, like, censor the image? Everyone knows who Meat Canyon looks like. You what? She literally encouraged him to make those videos. How is she going to spin it like this? Yeah. Also, like, the edit's not very good because you can clearly see it still says Meat Canyon. Like what? Yeah, Matt Ryan and another content creator go to Disney. Yeah, that's Meat Canyon.
Redacted content creator, I won't say, went to Disney, and I never heard from Justin again. On the 26th of August is when I unlisted my video. Now, this is about a month, almost an exactly month after I posted my video. Basically, anybody that was supportive filtered themselves out, and the reactionary people that were there to just, like, make content out of it.
Ayo, raise your hand, boys. Let's go. Listen, okay, Lex, you can't blame me, okay? I'm on that content grind set, okay? Listen, okay, we're gonna be 10 million subs by the end of the year, okay? You can't stop this grind set. Lex, listen, you can't just stop it. Twilight Menda, oompa, loompa, doopity doo. I got another essay claim against you. Oh my god, here we go. Oompa loompa doobity doo. If you're not wise, you'll get groped. Oh my god. You guys are awful. You guys are awful. You guys are awful. But I love it. I love it. We're all getting good rooms in the circle of hell.
started flooding in and documenting drama, and it fueled a lot of very victim-blaming comments that I, at the time, was not prepared to handle. I started to get harassed more and more by right-wing commentary, reactionary bastards. Anyway, getting awful comments when I was just not in the mental space to be able to handle them. And without having watched Matt and Ryan's videos until October, I was ignorant to the fact that they had pretty much spent the whole video defending themselves instead of saying.
Again, I feel like that's a lie. That's definitely. You had to watch the video, because I'm sure you and Ethan were literally like praying for their downfall. No way you weren't like refreshing the page constantly, like having your snipers out. Shout out to us right-winger commentary bastards, new podcast name. Oh my god, yeah, there we go.
Saying anything supportive, and pretty much saying I lied about almost everything except for the assault, and fueling pretty much all the talking points that came to the commentary community. It became pretty overwhelming for me in the mental state I was in, that I was still trying to heal from. So about a month later, I felt that the video had at least served its purpose within like the people that would have wanted to see it, and so I privated it. I was ready to heal, as I had stated in my previous video. That was how I ended it. I was ready to heal and I wanted to move on. And so I took initiative on what I had stated before. On the 26th, the same day I privated my video, Kelly messaged me on Twitter. And this one I do have a screenshot of. But she was checking in on me, let me know that I could talk to her, whatever. Kelly acknowledges that I must have been having a hard time, presumably in reference to the harassment I was getting, and offered reassurance and asked how I was doing. I updated her and told her that I was traveling and I was seeing friends and that I would have liked talking, and I asked to make a call, and she declined and said she wanted to keep texting, and I didn't really know what to think of that. So I didn't respond. And
Okay, what's this? How does this help you? How does this like validate your assault? Oh my god, so like this girl was like texting me, and I was like, hey girl, you wanna like voice call? And she was like, no, I don't want to. And like, oh my god, it's like so evil. Oh my god. Is this the path for female success now? Is just accuse your way to the top and leave straight trail of blood in your wake? Oh. Listen, Trippy, don't give the women watching this ideas, okay? I have a feeling Twilight Midna, Squatchin, and Lady Nerd Artist are very vicious people. And Gaming Witch too. I feel like those are, and Shanry as well. Very vicious people, and I have a feeling that they're gonna take that advice, and we're all gonna be ruined by that.
And she later unfollowed me. I don't have a date for that, but if I get one, because I have a screenshot of when I noticed.
Since then,
Dawn's blocked me. Kelly blocked me around the same time. Dawn changed.
Wait, you expected Dawn to not block you? Wait, what's the thing there? It's like, oh my god, this guy accused of assault blocked me. Like, oh my god, takes advice. Oh no, Sharon is gonna be on the warpath.
His username twice. Anyway, Ryan's Twitter post came on October 14th of last year. So 3 months after I posted my video and a month and a half after it had been unlisted. Despite claims of not trying to diminish my assault, Ryan goes on to make a post tagging everyone who he perceives as having wronged him except for Don, the guy who assaulted me. He claims he calls me a liar, everyone else a liar that spoke out on claims that we spoke on Daniel's suicide. Ryan uses angry, passive-aggressive language to guilt and shame everyone involved that merely...
Because you were talking about his friend's suicide. And that you guys were saying that Ryan and Matt were saying awful stuff about it. Are they not allowed to be angry about that? Like what? She's so giddy about this. She is, yeah. Well, this is her attention spree. This is how she makes it into the big leagues. Again, you mentioned his friend's passing in order to use it against them so that way they appeared like bad people. Of course he's going to be angry about it.
Mention Daniel's name, liking it to having spoken badly on Daniel himself, using quotes and references to my post and video that isn't about Daniel, but another suicide attempt close to me that I mentioned several times in my 2-hour video.
Also, the specific event is mentioned in the text post that summarizes my video on Twitter as well. Just making it like pretty clear what I'm talking about.
In this post, Ryan does not clarify any of assumptions that he was making about my video description, whatever, saying whatever that means, assuming everything he didn't know about was about Daniel. For some reason, Ryan's retelling of events and quotes attributed to me are spaced out throughout the post, and in doing so, makes it seem as if I went on a tirade about how his friend committed suicide and not a part of my 2-hour video that is less than 15 seconds long. He passive-aggressively acknowledges that he did not want to talk about it, which I had no idea about aside from the fact that he rejected talking about things over a year ago. So I'm not sure how I would have known unless I could read your mind, Ryan. And despite that, my quote is attributed to Matt, to which you both had the same justification, to which I say, that's fine, but if you're going around being a douchebag and then you start telling people that didn't know your friend that killed himself that he was a coward, it's going to be kind of hard not to take it as a actual insult. My only other way...
Excuse me? So yeah, she's doubling down here. Like, listen, you said he was a coward. Shocking, a person who doesn't want a friend of theirs to be talked about negatively after they take their own life. Gee, this almost sounds like a human reaction that anyone would have had. No. She didn't say tirade correctly. I'm suing her. Oh my god.
Of having found out that Ryan was uncomfortable was when I read it when the rest of me and his 300,000 followers did. Rather than having the chance to have spoken to him in private before going public, an offer I've extended multiple times when apparently I shouldn't have. In this post, Ryan passive-aggressively demands I seek accountability, naming out the amount of views a video stream had, which doesn't really work for Ryan when he has more followers on every platform than anyone involved. You know, it really makes sense coming from the guy that was sexting fans that he doesn't understand power dynamics, though.
You're just gonna casually, like, throw that out there? You have any evidence of this? I haven't seen any cases where they were texting fans. And if even if he did, as long as they were of age and it was consensual, that's Ryan's business. Or Matt, whoever she said did it. That's their business, not yours.
Not very surprising that you didn't learn much in 3 months if you were just throwing blame the whole time, because that's not indicative of a man who's trying to change.
They're still trying. I love how they're still trying to get a win from this. I'm wondering, has Ethan posted anything about this? Has his online posted anything about this? Or is he still doing those, like, crappy... Why does Conjuring Kesha... No, it's just... Looks like he's not posting about this. Is he posting about this on Twitter? Wait, does he? No, this account doesn't exist. Oh, he deleted his Twitter. Okay, lovely.
Ryan doesn't mind going directly to Twitter about an unlisted video of mine to demand an apology for mean comments that some freaks, probably Destiny's audience, made on Daniel's memorial. Ryan makes it clear that he doesn't understand what accountability means by passive-aggressively stating that he's taken his, now I need to take mine. Like, okay.
This shows you that this absolutely shows you that she just wants brownie points from it. She just wants the fame. Like, look at this. This is not something serious to her. Absolutely not. Hang on. You know what? Screw it. Just screw it. I don't care if I get canceled for this. Look how this dictum. You know what? Yeah. Retweet that. Retweet that, guys. Go retweet.
For what? He doesn't even say for what. And so any idiot from a third person is going to be like, oh, she lied then. This was the second time he's held my feet.
You did. You did. You said that they were trying to make you homeless. And then... So say it. Hello, can't hear you. Hey, I tweeted it out. Oh, Nerdiest, haha. Yeah.
Feelings against my feelings about him against me to guilt me to try and gain control over a situation. And I should have known that if Ryan was willing to hold my own feelings about my assault against me in private, that he would have no qualms with claiming everyone's a liar and using a trauma against me.
You were using a trauma against him. What do you mean? You dumb. I love this channel and I don't want it to be taken down. So I will refrain from my more extreme comments. But you guys get what my thinking is on this. Lex is just an outright awful person. We've seen it throughout this video that when people try to relate to her with their own similar stories, she's like, oh God, you're so weird. Why are you like talking to me about this? This is so like you're trauma dumping right now, and like I don't like it. What's that? You don't like the fact that I brought up your friend's attempt on his life? Yeah, that's on you, buddy, not me.
Ryan's interpretation of me leaves no wiggle room for other interpretations, despite claiming not knowing, for example, why I took the video down, or not knowing if I have a history of the trauma of death at all, to assume that I would criticize someone's suicide in that way. To assume that I was speaking on Daniel is disgusting. Did you even watch my video?
You were. You let's not pretend like you weren't. You were. Your boyfriend talked about him. Nick talked about him. Yeah. Let's not pretend like you didn't. You absolutely did. And you're just walking it back now so that way like you can have some semblance of like appearing like the good guy again.
Because there's no other way to take how you speak in your post besides that I was talking about.
Oh, yeah, let's see. You know what? Let's put this on 2 times speed.
Daniel, when I was talking about how he was being spoken about by y'all who are still alive, speaking in a disgusting way, which I didn't even accuse Ryan of. I've only accused Matt of because I heard him say it twice, and I will stand by that. From how passive aggressively Ryan words his.
Again, that's what they're talking about, is how disgusting. How you think they're talking about their friend in the disgusting way.
Post, I don't know.
Because you try to use that against him. You and your friend group try to use that as ammunition against him.
Ryan understands why victims speak out.
Let's not pretend like you didn't do that. You absolutely did. And she's very annoying.
at all. They speak out on what happened as if I'm only bringing it up because I'm mad, a personal vendetta. They phrase everything as if this event happened in a vacuum, rather than this being the eventual outcome of pledging support to someone, then ignoring and gaslighting them when they want to talk, making the choice to say that everything I said except for the assault was a lie and putting it into question, and also claiming that everything that wasn't written explicitly in writing was a lie, while also claiming to support me, have supported me right out the gate.
Well, unfortunately, you can't prove anything because it's not explicitly in writing.
Before shifting negative focus onto me, rather than having any words to say about the guy who assaulted me. Nick made 5 different apologies, apologized for pretty much any involvement, says he shouldn't have involved himself, invalidating. Nick was just basically apologizing for whatever he was getting harassed for in the moment, and then said he was going to stop posting about it and then cut me off. I sent Nick our first text since March 2022, and he doesn't respond, and then goes on to make a 5th apology. Crazy, right? And his 5th apology is still up. That's the I make harmful content one. And the goalposts have been moved so much, he's basically apologizing for like his whole career, which that just has nothing to do with me at that point. But Nick was being hella performative by only standing up for me when it was convenient for him, so that's pretty like dirty move. He needs to get better values for real. I just kind of feel bad for him that he betrayed himself too. I mean, shit. Accountability is not punishment. The difference between accountability and blame is that accountability is established before and blame is established after. Now, keeping that in mind, to make an apology would not be genuine, as the circumstances in which they were demanded were to humiliate rather than to mend any relationship that doesn't exist between Ryan and I, and therefore would be merely for public gesture. It's not a situation that can be repeated again, and this leaves a fundamental gap in the structure of an apology, which is the promise to not repeat the mistake. Using Nick's apology as an example, not only do I think Nick didn't know what he was apologizing for, which fed into it feeling fake, but I have no reason to not believe that giving into such public humiliation and apologizing for other people's actions would further Daniel's memory being used as a bargaining chip for onlookers who care much more about internet drama from their favorite YouTube grifter and not giving respect to sexual assault victims, much less victims of suicide. Giving a fake apology would be incredibly dishonest, and considering the original context of this topic was a video of me talking about my assault and how it got covered up, I find it incredibly inappropriate.
I want to make a few things clear before we go.
It's clear that what I have to say in regards to—
Oh god, guys, here we go, another outfit change. Oh my god, hang on, there are meme potentials with this image right here.
Don's behavior, their behavior, didn't matter considering they tried to control the situation long before it was ever public. There's a clear power imbalance that was used against me once it was perceived that I could possibly have a story that could ruin Supermega. This couldn't have happened if they did the right thing. Despite this, Matt and Ryan still chose to react the way they did. Why? It's because they weren't confused. Matt and Ryan immediately became defensive and secretive over word of my assault before any expression to go public had ever been expressed. Matt's attempt to sweep it under the rug failed after I denied an offer to an apartment while he was intoxicated. He had apologized right before. Matt gave conditions with the gift offer of paying for a place for me, which would have been me living alone in a city with no car, a city I was new to.
Again, but your accusation of them was that they attempted to make you homeless. But if they offered you a place to stay, that is them not making you homeless. I don't understand what's not to understand there. She's such an actor. Outfit change, let's go, yeah. This woman talks to... and that's coming from a woman. Ba-dum-ba-bum-bum.
An apartment of which wouldn't have been paid by me or been in my name. Accepting this would have been giving someone direct authority and financial control over me while I lived alone. During my stay at their office, Matt and Ryan used the same motive for protecting themselves to monitor me and had their employees do the same. Once it was clear I wasn't simply letting my sexual assault go, their smear campaign began amongst people that I thought were my friends. This ultimately led to Matt and Ryan hearing through an employee that I was displeased about the response to Don before I could tell them personally, in which Ryan's response to this was to attempt to guilt me into silence over bringing it up. Don is an admitted compulsive liar. He's a manipulator. He hides behind fictional personas and his artistic talents. He does not care about consent. There are 2 known instances in which he has ignored a woman telling him no, then going on to apologize only after coercing them and assaulting them. This is a pattern of behavior that will not stop if others around him are constantly aiding and enabling and making excuses for him. Most likely, Don will get away from this fine, and many have wondered how. Don, generally speaking, does not have a parasocial fan base in the same manner as Matt and Ryan. My condemnation of Don only influences people so far as people with morality, as I don't have parasocial fans. The true lack of accountability stems from a lack of condemnation from Matt and Ryan to Don. How? Well, they decide to focus on publicly shaming me for speaking out about what happened rather than simply condemn what took place. They knowingly use their social influence to shift the audience focus from Don and their actions to questioning my motives and shifting the blame onto me.
Well, yeah, because your motive started from like, hey, this is just me. I just wanted to tell my story. And then you and your boyfriend are on stream smoking blunts and like watching the sub counter for their downfall. She bought a Jeep outright saying I wouldn't have had a car. No, yeah. They offered a free apartment and you know, yeah, absolutely. Watching her at 4 times speed was a trip. I was behind on the live stream a bit. Lol, yeah. Literally bought a Jeep, yeah. How much do you want to bet she rehearsed her script and body movements? I have actors in my family. I know a bad actor when I see one. Yeah.
To this day, I've hidden from posting publicly for around as long as the man who assaulted me has, because the fans of the friends I trusted telling my assault about wouldn't stop harassing me daily. Despite this, many wonder why Dawn doesn't get as much flack and blame my timeline of my original video, because nobody realizes that Matt and Ryan don't focus on what Dawn did to me was wrong. They speak about how what they think I did was wrong to them. Matt and Ryan decided to get themselves involved further than what was ever asked, of which I had asked them to keep me away from Dawn in person. I was assaulted.
Well, if they have an employee who's committed assault, they obviously need to investigate it. And they need to, if it's true, they need to fire him. Like, what when you tell your employer that something like that occurred, it is then their responsibility to make sure that, for one, it did happen, and for two, that person gets fired. Sucking, she wanted a house, not some apartment. Does she look like a basic hoe? Oh my god. She was assaulted. She's a slug. She needs to stay slimy.
And people who I thought were my friends covered it up to protect their YouTube channel. Those same friends then hid behind problems they have with other people to make it look like I had ill intentions by
Good job, you learned that YouTubers aren't your friend. Welcome to the club.
speaking out about getting assaulted and their actions afterwards. They use their own agendas of prioritizing their YouTube channel and having a good reputation to attempt to gaslight and manipulate me into silence. With their
Again, that's a reference. I'm pretty sure that's a reference to Nick, yeah. Welcome to the LA YouTube game where, like, everyone's a stepping stone. Like, I don't understand where you thought, like, anything would be different.
actions, Matt and Ryan have shown everyone from their videos the lengths they're willing to go to lie, manipulate, triangulate, gaslight, to cover for their own bad behavior, to have you, the viewer, feel bad for them. Unfortunately, I allowed Matt and Ryan to manipulate me by my projection onto them of who they were, or rather, who I thought they were. Or rather, who they portray themselves as. I consistently gave them the benefit of the doubt even when it went against my own wisdom to do so, simply because we were friends. It wasn't until after watching their videos and how I saw that they had manipulated the story to their own benefit when I truly realized what was taking place. The same self-serving motivations to further their career that was given from the very beginning. What I thought was internet gossip ended up being a direct cover-up, using an audience willing to reject reality for their version of it. Instead of making an actual response, it's simply just easier to make a last-minute video lying. There's no need to defend yourself when your parasocial audience sees you as the reason why their favorite YouTuber stopped posting. Matt and Ryan downplaying their actions, and even their own knowledge, leads people to be sympathetic to them through their own pre-established parasocial relationships. They lied to their fans who would have believed them and stuck around even if they had told the truth.
Lex, I don't think you understand. You had the whole, like, you had a good chunk of, like, the normie internet on your side. The only ones speaking out against you were the commentary community, and not a lot of people like the commentary community. So a lot of people were, especially from, like, what I saw from, like, the artist scene, were backing you up a lot. When Matt and Ryan introduced their side of the story, listen, it's not like we haven't seen big YouTubers get involved in drama and, like, they try to respond and then, like, it ends up horribly for them. Matt and Ryan did the best they could to respond to everything, and their fan base acknowledged that. Stay out of LA, stay far, far away. Oh yeah.
And they use their audience's attachment to them against people who threaten them, believing that, despite overwhelming evidence of intent, their favorite content creators are just simply ignorant little boys. Their audience enables and infantilizes 30-year-old men they wish to protect from their own actions. Matt and Ryan's act of feigning ignorance and convenient forgetfulness enables them to self-victimize themselves as a response to someone speaking out on being sexually assaulted, an actual crime. This upload falls on April, which is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. For many, the internet is often the only choice.
Ooh. Oh my god, it all makes sense now. She was like, okay, baby, round 2, if I make it part of the official month, then they have to believe me this time around.